And today we're checking out. It's not technically a manga. I don't know what it is. It's not a.
Oh
it's
yeah,
not a
what would
manhwa.
you call it? It's not
I don't know.
manhwa or
It's
manhwa.
or whatever the Chinese one is, or
No,
anything
well,
like that.
I think Chinese is wa with a W, and then Korean is hua with an H. U.
Hawaii.
It could be
Yeah.
reversed. I don't know. It's all weird.
It's one of those, but this is Thai actually, and this is
Ty from Digimon. Yeah.
exactly. So we're the #1 Digimon Metabots crossover podcast. Isekai Transporter, which is a parody manga about an isekai and how the heroes are transported to different worlds with the help of Truck-kun support staff. It's absolutely fantastic. Basically, the premise is that it's this guy's job to drive the truck that's magically imbued to kill the heroes. It's so silly. It's funny to read.
Yeah. So before we start too much, I have a question about this. You have said the name Truck-kun before. Is that like a meme outside of this manga or whatever we'll call it manga, or is this where it comes from? Truck.
I've heard Truck Sama. I've also seen Truck Kun. Yes, it is. It does exist outside. I don't know if it's from. I don't know if it's from the Japanese meme verse originally, but it's been around the English anime meme verse for a while now. Because all the heroes
took
get
the
killed.
meme. Yeah, he took the meme and then kind of crystallized it into this manga. That's kind of the origin as we understand it.
Yeah, this to be absolutely clear, this manga is parroting the meme. This did not spawn any of the memes.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, I think it's really funny. I just saw it randomly scrolling through stuff looking for like a manga we could do. I enjoy it a lot. I guess. Do you want to kind of?
Sure, I can talk about it a little bit.
Explain something. Yeah.
So it's actually pretty short. But the first chapter is about 50 pages long, so it's a little bit longer than what you do. But I like when the first chapter of a manga is that long. I think most of them should be. I didn't check the link to the raw, but it does feel like it's not in a normal. I think it's more like a webcomic. So I think the guy has his own pace of things to do. It seems a bit amateurish, but that's not a bad thing. It seems like it's a passion project. It actually seems pretty interesting, and I think it could be picked up kind of a similar way that One Punch Man was, in kind of that degree.
Interesting.
Not that popularity, but that type of style.
I got a similar feel in terms of how it's just like kind of an amateur thing, but not in a bad way, like you said.
Yeah, it's in a good way.
It definitely seems like one man's labor of love.
Yeah, so it follows the story of this guy who's basically he works as a mercenary for another worldly force that's like. It operates as the middleman. All these parallel universes come to this middleman spirit, and they're like, "Hey, we need a hero that's good at this and does this," and like they give specifications. Like he's got to like fermented foods, and he's got to be good with a sword or something like that, or he's got to be a neat or something like that, or whatever age. And this guy has to hunt down with the help of a little magical loli that follows him around. She's like a little ghost that can pass through things, and he drives a truck into these people. It starts off kind of funny, and then it actually develops into a bit of plot, a lot more than we expected.
There's extremely deep lore. It really caught me off guard.
I thought this was just going to be a funny little thing, but it explains how like which parts of the truck are actually magical, and he's got to hit like them with that part. The bumper and the hood of it is in particular. That means the truck has no power. So like one time, like they wanted to find a guy who liked manga. So they're like, we'll bait him with this. It doesn't matter if it looks stupid. And what it was is a picture of that one famous trap character lifting up their skirt to reveal a bulge there. But it's like a big anime.
It's just like it's fan art that the guy copied. He even had like a credits link to like the Twitter post where it came from. Yeah. It just looks so out of place because the whole manga is kind of a sketchy kind of style. Not like proper lines or whatever. But then you just see like this fan art right pasted in the middle. It's so funny.
It's hilarious. And they're like, so we'll put this in the middle of the road and we'll get the weeb's attention, and then we'll hit him with the bus. He's walking by and it gets his attention, but he's like, who would put this here? What a disgrace for manga lovers. Do they have no shame? So they think, like they tried to get his attention, but he's angry at it. But it did get his attention. So the dude tries to run him over with the van, but the dude is smart enough to like jump out of the way of the van, and then he's like, oh man, I messed up. I didn't get to kill the guy. The truck doesn't have to hit you, just the bumper. He cleaned up the job. He took the bumper off the car and killed the guy.
It like some kind of weapon.
So it's like it's a complete twist on the whole thing. It's like it's never an accident when Truck Sama kills you. It's not even the truck that's special. It's the bumper, and it's this guy that gets out, and if you dodge the truck, he's gonna come and bash your head in with the bumper.
Yeah, it's like Final Destination. You can't escape death forever.
And it goes into the history of like the people that are employed from this magical organization to get the other heroes, and it talks about how he's still a human, so he's on the hook. Like the police are going to go after him if he just killed somebody. Like so he's got to hide. It's crazy. It talks about the organizational structure of the different worlds and like the mana cost. Like going back to Pokemon Go, to like when you transfer a Pokemon to somebody else, it takes like mana. Takes like Pokemon points. Stardust. Yeah, this takes exactly the same type of principle. I feel like Aeolus copied it, but
well, no, I mean that's a common idea.
Yeah, but it really hit me in the same, activated my almonds in the same part.
It's something I thought was kind of cool. Honestly, I thought the lore was too deep. I kind of glazed over a bit, but I thought it was cool how they show like all the different countries and they have like different rankings of like how easy it is to operate. I think Thailand actually had like a 12 point something difficulty, and then like Russia and Japan had like, I don't know, 80% or something.
Yeah, which is funny because all the isekais take place in Japan, but I guess if you're looking about, I think it's also based on the ability to escape afterwards, because
it obviously was like laws and population density and stuff like that.
Yeah, they go through and they talk how the ghost lowly that oversees them and is the connection to the mythical organization has to go through, and they have to research all the different people in the area, and they have to go through a database and then collect with targets, and it's way more complicated than it has any right to be, but it's pretty entertaining for what it is. It's a fun little read. It's only like 4 or 5 chapters out right now. The one you could break up into like 3, but it's just a fun little thing to do. I actually like it. I'd love to see where it goes now. And right now it's not ended on a cliffhanger, but it's mid
chapter right now, because like 3.2 was the most current one.
Is that how that works? I never knew exactly how that was.
I don't know. It looks like the guy is doing the chapters in parts, starting chapter 3 onwards. Because 3.1 and 3.2 are out.
I always thought like the 3 point somethings were like version numbers, but then again, I really have no idea. It says actually there's a section for missing chapters on Manga Dex, and it says missing chapter 3, which is the chapter we're on, but it was split up. So I'm thinking, it's got to be some type of mix of that. I think it's just chapter 3 is not fully completed. I think the guy's just
working on it. Yeah.
It was uploaded today, so it looks like some guy. It is picked up and currently done. So I'd give it a shot. Give it a little. We'll put a link to it in the description. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily a subversion of the isekai trope. It's almost a logical addition to it from like a different perspective.
It's the other side of the story. Yeah, it's so easy to do like a subversion of it, like a spin-off, like an ironic version of it. This is a non-ironic version of it from a different angle. This is actually real creativity. It's like the difference of creating something rather than just making fun of something.
And not only is it not ironic, but it's like really genuine. Like it really takes itself seriously, and I mean that in a good way,
because it is a comedy, so it's not like dark and edgy, but it takes itself seriously in the fact that it wants you to believe this is a world. It just happens to also be funny, which is genuine creativity, which is why I could see it. It had the same level of genuineness that One Punch Man did back when you would read the old ones, the old capital. He had his full name in caps, one. So you would know that he drew it. And in fact, I actually like that better than the fancy drawn one, but that's another topic.
Yeah, it has its own charm, the old One art style.
Just as a thing, this is a better art style than One. So if you didn't like that, this is probably a professional artist who does things like that. I'm not entirely sure. I'll click the link and see what website it goes to.
The raw link goes to like a Facebook of his.
Oh, see, that's interesting. So this is on the ground level of some upcoming artist. So it's pretty interesting to get a look at like some early work and something that's pretty entertaining.
Before we forget, because I think we might have forgotten this the last couple times, shout outs to the Scan Leader. He only credits himself with the Reddit link u/unauthorized intruder. So shout outs to you, my guy.
So he translated chapter 3.1 and 3.2. The guy before that.
Well, no. I think he did them all, but what you're looking at is Uploader.
Oh, okay. All right. See, that's a whole nother thing. That would have caused me a corrections corner. So
yeah, so I spared you. But yeah, that guy translated all of them. I think we might want to check out other Thai stuff just to see if it's at all similar.
It's dangerous.
I don't even know where you would look.
Because I know you should read the Korean ones because they're mostly garbage. I've read some Chinese ones that are good, but it's rare.
I've never read a Chinese one, but I did see a Chinese one where all the comments were, I can't believe this is Chinese. It's so good.
like,
But maybe we should branch out just to try different stuff, see how they stack up
maybe
against glorious Nippon.
the Chinese ones are kind of like cargo cults, and the Korean ones are just degenerate cuckoldry for the most part.
That's my understanding of it. Having never read a webtoon, a Korean webtoon, that's how I understand them to be.
I've read some. What really bothers me, you go to like Manga Lot, the website, and you search for like the romance tags or something. The first page, like all of them are not even mangas, they're manhwas, and they're like, I have this cheat device that lets me rip off people's clothes, and it's like, yeah, okay, that I could see that being a Japanese one, but normally they at least have more plot than that. They're just bad, and it's just
that sounds
smut.
like a hentai plot. Where do you go with that? That isn't just straight up porn.
Well, that's the thing. That's why all the Korean ones on Mangaka Lot have over 1 million views, because it's just smut. That's just all it is.
Well, that's sad, but we should probably give a rating. Not to drag down the niceness of Isekai Transporter with Korean talk. But I'm gonna give it a 2 thumbs out of 2.
See, we need more fidelity in our ratings.
Yeah, we do.
Because I don't want to give it, like, it's for what it is. It's two thumbs for what it is for me. But
well, that's how I'm rating it.
Yeah, but if I were, the problem is how would my 2 thumbs relate to another thing that I give 2 thumbs to?
Fair point. Maybe we should do like a 4 U's, like out of 4. But then we would average our scores.
4.4 U's out of this makes no sense.
We could average ours instead of summing them.
Let me put it this way: I enjoy the manga, and I think you should read it as well.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do a stupid score system. Whoa, what an idea! We'll brainstorm that one.